Hey folks, Olly Connelly here. Daily chaos. So I've come out, highlighted my day, quarantine day 9, to take the organics. So the plan is to walk to the first organics bin and then walk to the second organics bin rather than depositing it in the first, because then you get more of a stretch. But that's not the reason why I'm doing this video. I'm doing this video because I'm fascinated by where we're going with this. You know, this is very interesting. One of the things that's already becoming very, very clear, is it not, is that this coronavirus, as people like Peter Hitchens are saying, is just it just doesn't really stack up between the actual mortality rate and the lockdown. Yeah, it just doesn't really stack up, and it makes you wonder what is going on behind the scenes. I mean, when you consider the number of people that have died, you know, from this, it's hardly any, frankly, compared to the numbers that have died during the same period of time from, say, regular flu. This thing is highly infectious. Well, so is a common cold, and that doesn't, kill that many people either. But it does kill probably more people than this, statistically. So it really does make you wonder, just what is really, really going on. And so for me, personally, enjoying a good old conspiracy theory, which of course is why I started doing these shows with Piers a few years ago, because we like to theorise on the phone, and decided we'd just turn it into a show. Jingly jangly back then. But anyway, so there's the bins. Yeah, there's the bins, and I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go to a different bin so I can have more of a stretch. There's a few people that have got the same idea, I think, as me. There's a few people with empty shopping bags having a walk, pretending they're going shopping. It's all a bit of a farce, really. But anyway, yeah. So it's very curious, this theory that this whole coronavirus thing is being used to lock us down, to ground flights, to basically stop people moving, so that people can be arrested. Now, bearing in mind that Donald Trump got in on a ticket to what? To drain the swamp, yeah? That was his thing. And he hasn't stopped with that ever since. Oh, he's been held back with, the Mueller's absolute nonsense, and that joke of an impeachment, which backfired spectacularly on the Democrats. But the bottom line is that he hasn't shown any change in his wish to drain the swamp, which is, for those of us that do genuinely want a better world, which isn't run by psychopaths like Tony Blair and the Clintons, a wonderful thing. So, hold on a sec, let me just quickly light my fag, yeah? Blimey. It's all very interesting. And so now we're apparently hearing about arrests of some pretty high profile paedophiles. Now, bearing in mind that these kind of psychos tend to be depraved people, plucked out of college or whatever, and then elevated into high positions. People like Charles Lynton, Tony Blair apparently was a total deviant called Miranda at Oxford, and was recruited by MI5 to basically go into politics and destroy the Labour Party when he got rid of Clause 4 and all that. Anyway, he introduced centrist politics, gave us the Pepsi Challenge in the UK, and so on and so forth. Is this lockdown all about arresting these people in an ordered way, in a way that isn't going to create a civil war on the streets? Is that what Trump's angling at? I don't know. I haven't got a clue. But you know what? Considering this coronavirus thing is so tame, frankly. It really makes you wonder. It really makes you wonder if that isn't the reason for it. Look at that. There's the sea over there. God bless it. Not really supposed to be walking down here. I'm taking the organics though. If I see a cop car, I better turn around because I will get a fine. If they see me, apparently. Arrested 80 people yesterday across the whole of Spain. So that's pretty good. But I have to say, oh wow, it's really nice to walk down here and to see the men. Had some very, very peculiar weather here the last couple of weeks. It's been raining. It's almost as though God knows we're all cooped up and he's trying to say, oh, you know what, I'll let you off. I'll keep the sun in so you don't feel too bad. But anyway, so I don't know what the reality is with this, of course, any more than the average Joe Bloggs in the street. But it does just strike me as being awfully convenient, if that is the case, to arrest some of these people under cover of, well, they're not being able to escape, basically, or to be able to cause too much of a fuss because everyone's in lockdown. I don't know, but it's a theory that I want to continue exploring. Trump, interestingly, because one of the cornerstones of this whole screwed up world in which we live is, of course, this religion of globalisation, this political religion. And we heard just yesterday Trump saying it was time to end globalisation. He said it's time to prioritise the nation state, and you know what, coronavirus is an example of why we need to. Now I've come to these other organics bins, but I need to keep walking because my back it needs it, yeah. So I'm just going to go to the next organics bins. So yeah, it just makes you wonder. He said it's time, you know, this coronavirus shows us that we have to have more secure borders, etc., etc. I just wonder if it's being used as an excuse. But he basically said yesterday, the President of the United States, yeah, the most powerful country on the planet, says, basically, globalisation must die. I mean, it's extraordinary. And that is a headline, yeah? Never mind old Charlie boy being holed up in Balmoral, having escaped to the country, to his second home, yeah? Which I thought we weren't supposed to do, by the way, old Charlie mate. I don't think that anybody who's really, really followed events cares so much about whether or not he's got coronavirus, with mild symptoms apparently, as opposed to what were his links with Jimmy Savile. And, you know, that bloke that it is impossible that MI5 didn't know was a raving paedophile stroke necrophiliac stroke serial rapist of incapacitated patients. Impossible that they didn't know that. So where were they? Either they were in the wrong or Charlie was, with his marriage guidance counsellor, Jimmy Savile, as he dubbed him. Anyway, right, so very interesting times. Going to be discussing this on Daily Chaos, because it's an auto ab KO kind of a world. Today, 5pmGMT, 6pmCET, and at 1pmEDT. Mr. President, if you want to join in, you'll be very welcome. I'll be very happy to send you a Zoom link and you can call in, preferably with your video, so we can check out your quiff. So very interesting times, fascinating times, and I just wonder where we're going from this. Oh look, it's my cat colony. Look, it's my cats. You see all my cats. None of them give a damn about me, but most of them were reared on my patio. But it's good to see that they've got their food. They're still being looked after. They're probably loving it, you know, without many humans on the streets. I think that they're expanding their territory. So we're hearing more birds as well, you know. It's interesting. It is interesting. Yeah, okay, see you later. Daily Chaos. Let's talk about this. Is this a ruse to cull globalisation? The scourge that is globalist fascism, which has been inspired by the likes of Henry Kissinger, that called us, guess what, useless eaters. Is that, or is that just wishful thinking? And oh no, we're all going to die of the lurgy. I wonder. But look at the stats, yeah? Look at the stats. I know you can't really believe them, particularly what's coming out of a communist state like China. Crying out loud, you can't believe a word they say, that's for sure. Which is what the mainstream media wants us to believe, is what's coming out of the mouths of a dictator like Xi Jinping or whatever his name is. Nonsense, absolute nonsense. No bloody way can you trust those kind of people. And we know damn well we can't trust the mainstream media because they've covered up so much stuff. And so what is the reality of this? What is the truth? Well, let's keep asking the questions, and you never know what might fall out of the woodwork. I have heard it mooted, by the way, from somebody who's pretty well connected with some Tory bigwigs and stuff, that actually we're at war with China, and that that's what it's really about, and we should all be really, really worried about that. Well, you know what? We've been at war with globalisation for decades, ever since Kissinger took Nixon over to China to basically tie up a big old cosy deal where they probably made millions and millions, if not tens of millions, subsequently with globalisation. These non-productive jobs worth parasites, basically, earning all of their money, whilst productive people like you and me, like John Doe and Joe Bloggs, actually do the work, create things, and then have our talent stolen from us at whim, or else are silenced if they don't like the kind of questions that we come out with. Yeah, all fascinating stuff. I want to personally wish for the best and hope for the best, because I think that's probably the best way to lead your life. See you later, folks. Daily Chaos. Come and have a chat. Let's thrash it out. Old Piers might be on as well, hopefully, giving us some of the latest thoughts coming out of the alternative media, and maybe old Rodders too. The Viscount will pop on to give some of his take, and want to hear what you folks have to say. So hopefully see you there. God bless you. Olly Connelly, Daily Chaos. And now, I suppose I'd best dump these organics in some bin somewhere. Ciao.